A very good evening once again. Thank you for joining us for the 10 o'clock edition of the UBC News Tonight, this first day of August 2026. My name is Wadulo Arnold Mark and I'm going to be taking you for the next 1 hour, so do sit tight. Let's get straight into the news tonight. The government of Vietnam has renewed the mandate of King Caesar Augustus Mulenga as their honorary consul to Uganda, receiving his appointment from Vietnam. King Caesar has met with the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Vietnam, His Excellency Lê Hoài Trung, noting that this new dawn comes with gratitude and instills immense pride and renewed purpose across the consular team. Mulenga further hails Vietnam for setting a diplomatic standard as resolute and fortifying consular missions globally are being established. And moving on, the State Minister for Energy and Mineral Development, Fiona Nyamutoro, has urged Ugandans to embrace clean and energy-efficient technologies which are environmentally friendly. Nyamutoro was presiding over the launch of the Council of Women in Energy and Environmental Leaders, that is CWIL 2026-2028 Strategic Roadmap launch.
The Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development has reaffirmed its commitment to advancing women's leadership in Uganda's energy and mineral sector as the Council of Women in Energy and Environmental Leaders, CWIL Uganda, launched its 2026-2028 Strategic Roadmap and signed a partnership with the Energy Efficiency Association of Uganda. The three-year-old roadmap seeks to expand women's participation through mentorship, professional development, networking, innovation, and policy advocacy.
We have very many representatives from policy, private sector, government, ministries. We have from different associations, UNAC, we have IACRI, we have USEA, we have different women organizations.
State Minister for Energy and Mineral Development, Minerals, Fiona Nyamutoro, urged Ugandans to adopt clean and energy-efficient technologies, noting that achieving universal access to clean energy by 2040 requires collaboration between government, professional bodies, and private sectors.
Can speak of after the next 2 years. The Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development affirms without qualification its support for advancing women's leadership across Uganda's energy sector.
Nyamutoro said the roadmap must deliver measurable results beyond commitments, urging stakeholders to increase the number of women serving in the sector and pledged full government support.
We commit to continued dialogue and practical collaboration with CWIL and all its partners and the wider community that is gathered here. And we accept our share of the responsibility for turning today's launch into measurable results. I congratulate CWIL on reaching this milestone, and I welcome the 2026 to 2028 roadmap as a serious and necessary undertaking that we are going to build here and will be judged less by how this room feels today, but rather what changes we are able to create in the sector by the time the roadmap concludes. And I look forward to being associated to the same standard.
CWIL Chairperson Dr. Brenda Kankunda said that the roadmap will strengthen partnerships that empower women and youth to lead, innovate, and benefit from opportunities in Uganda's energy transition.
To see how we can create, develop, and design projects together that cut across women and youth with a focus on energy and environment, because we know that there are so many gaps that still exist. For instance, underrepresentation of women and youth in leadership, and also the low access to clean energy that is affecting very many people, both health-wise, climate change, and also increasing the energy poverty. So together, we want to design projects but which include skilling, capacity building for the young people in different universities and those that have come out. For universities, we partner with companies for industrial placements and training for professional courses such as.
We need to make sure that they find their ways in the communities, because that's where the majority is, and that's where we need them to be formed.
Shiba Nanteza and Proscovia Chontawaile for UBC.
And in more UBC news tonight, the Minister for ICT, Information and National Guidance, Justin Kasule Lumumba, has commended media houses for promoting and prioritizing government programs. Lumumba was the chief guest at the 4th Uganda Editors Guild Convention 2026 in Jinja City, where she urged editors to uphold professionalism by avoiding misleading headlines and ensuring accuracy in news reporting. We have the details.
For ICT, Information and National Guidance, Justin Kasule Lumumba has commended media houses for promoting and prioritizing government programs. Lumumba was chief guest at the 4th Uganda Editors Guild Convention 2026 in Jinja City, where she urged editors to uphold professionalism by avoiding misleading headlines and ensuring accuracy in news reporting.
I'm here to say thank you, but that does not also say I'm limiting you to that, because I can't mention everything here, because I want us to take more time discussing. As we begin a new term, we begin on new ways of working together, improving our relationship as private sector, including those in government.
The minister also praised the media for maintaining a strong partnership and collaboration with government in advancing national development and public awareness.
This should be a beginning of a discussion. Let's open a new page and we decide today what to write on that page. That is beneficial to me. Me means government, because it's human. You begin with yourself. You cannot give what you don't have to others. Then what is beneficial to you, but most importantly, what is beneficial to the sector and the country.
The director of the Uganda Media Center, Alan Kasuja, highlighting the significant role played by Uganda's media in promoting the country's socio-economic transformation through responsible journalism and public information.
The relationship between the media in Uganda and the government is a very important strategic relationship. We are allies, and this forum provides us an opportunity to understand each other. We are talking, we are engaging, we are sorting out our differences, and so it's a very important opportunity for us to interact with editors, because you don't find a gathering of more senior editors than this, than the ones we have in the room today.
Meanwhile, the secretary of the Uganda Editors Guild, Sylvia Nancha, called on government to harmonize the relationship between media practitioners and security agencies. She also emphasized the need to uphold the rule of law to enable journalists to perform their duties in a free and secure environment.
We have a constitution in this country. We have a number of laws that govern the profession of journalism, and international protocols that the government itself has ratified. So we know that if the constitution is followed, the international protocols are followed, and the laws of the land are followed, we are not going to have any conflicting situation.
Gertrude Naluboa, UBC.
Well, thank you, Gertrude. In more news, leaders of West Nile have asked government to expedite elevation of Arua airfield into the planned international airport. This was during the launch of the aviation route between Arua City and Entebbe Airport by AirServe. Let's take a look.
From joyful hymns to solemn vows, Sacred Heart of Jesus Cathedral Ediofe in Arua came alive as the Roman Catholic Diocese of Arua ordained 9 priests and 7 deacons in a colorful celebration that underscored the growing need for faithful shepherds in the church. Christians traveled from across Uganda and neighboring Kenya to witness the colorful ceremony presided over by Bishop Sabino Chan Odoki. Before the ordination, the candidates shared an emotional company of their parents before being formally presented to the church for lifelong service.
The candidates to the bishop.
Don't be a priest who gives a headache. Headache to fellow priests, headache to Christians, headache to the bishop. Everybody, headache.
In his homily, Bishop Ochan reminded the newly ordained that priesthood is a mission of sacrifice, not privilege. Quoting St. Paul's letter to the Corinthians, he said, preaching gospel is no longer a choice, but an obligation, urging the clergy to remain equipped and ready to serve God's people at all times.
Sometimes we are attracted more to the rich because of the gifts they offer us and neglect the poor. I'm not consulting you, I'm just sending you to any parish. And you cannot come and say, why are you sending me to a poor parish? That is our mission.
He noted that Arua Diocese, one of Uganda's largest Catholic dioceses with about 2.6 million faithfuls, continue to face a growing demand for priests to minister to its expanding population.
Every day when you read the news, you will hear of a lot of harassment. Even abduction, torture, and so on. When you come to the families, you will hear about domestic violence. So you are to be the voice of the voiceless. Do you promise respect and obedience to me and my family?
The solemn ordination then unfolded through the church's ancient rites. One by one, the candidates stepped before the bishop and publicly pledged their obedience to him and his successors. Moments later, they lay prostrate before the altar as the congregation knelt in prayer, a powerful symbol of humility and total surrender to God. The bishop then laid hands on each candidate before anointing the hands of new priests with a sacred chrism, consecrating them for the celebration of the Eucharist and the administration of the sacraments. As the newly ordained exchanged the sign of peace with their fellow clergy, the cathedral erupted in joyful songs, applause and ululation as family members and Christians welcomed the new shepherds into the ministry. Edi Ulwa, UBC News.
President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has mourned the late Dr. Sechewunda Muguruka William, describing him as a distinguished medical practitioner in Uganda's health sector. This was in a message read for him by the State Minister for Lands, Harriet Ntabazi, during the send-off of the former Member of Parliament for Bundibudio District at Hakitenja Polytechnic Grounds in Bundibudio District.
The late Dr. Sechewunda was a senior medical professional and a veteran politician who served as a medical personnel at Mulago Cancer Institute and Kilembe Mines Hospital from 1979 to 1980 and as a member of parliament for Bundibujo District from 1980 to 1985.
I was saddened to learn of the passing of Honorable Dr. William Muguruka Sechewunda on behalf of the government of Uganda and on my own behalf of Niesi Atalisi Ntabazi, but the President. The country is mourning with you and greatly mourning the passing on of a former legislator and a great leader who ably represented the people of Bundibujo District in particular between 1980 and 1985, and also served as a distinguished medical practitioner for many years.
Representing the Speaker of Parliament, Dr. Mande Julius Rudd honored the late as one of the doctors who were at the forefront of fighting Ebola Bundibujo as a DHO in 2007, commending him for his commitment.
And that huge task of Ebola response of 2007, I'm the man who was at the center of diagnosing the very first cases and treating them under the guidance of Honorable Dr. Sechewunda. We thank God for our lives. Some of us, we could have lost lives because colleagues who worked with, like you all know, passed on in line of duty. His unwavering commitment to the well-being of his people and his contribution to Uganda's democratic journey will be remembered with gratitude.
Bundibujo LC1 chairperson Tibakunirwa Robert commended him for embracing the liberation struggle in the district.
And when the NRA came up in this region, they were the first people that embraced the liberation struggle here in Bundibujo.
The State Minister for Finance, Henry Musasizi, has expressed concern over the delayed construction of a maternity ward at Shebeya Health Center 3 in Homurwa Sub-County, Rwanda District, describing the 3-year stall as unacceptable. Musasizi was inspecting government-funded projects in the area alongside Rwanda Woman MP, Evelyn Ninsima Chikafunda, Rwanda West MP, Honorable Bruce Kabasa, and the district LC5.
The inspection revealed that construction of the maternity ward has remained incomplete for the past 3 years. Musasizi said he lobbied for 150 million to finance the project. However, according to the Rwanda district engineer, the district received only 94 million shillings, which has already been spent, leaving the construction at a standstill.
Works at the maternity ward, number one, I am disappointed that in the budget, 150 million. And the engineers' records are saying the BOQs were 94 million. So who is responsible for the difference?
He warned that the government will no longer tolerate corruption, misuse of public funds or unnecessary delays in service delivery, noting that President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has directed all leaders to intensify the fight against corruption and ensure value for public money.
No more room for corruption in this district, and no more room for shortcut. You know, you see, you know I will do, you know what, no, that's over.
Musasizi also revealed that 85 million was allocated 3 years ago for the construction of a bridge in the area, but the bridge has never been built despite the funds being budgeted.
I have noticed that some projects are left incomplete. For example, there is a bridge which started 3 years ago. There was an allocation of 85 million to construct a bridge using the force account. Force account is where we don't go through procurement. We buy material and the engineers inspect the construction. So 3 years ago, money was provided.
The leaders also inspected the ongoing construction of a modern 2-storied classroom block being undertaken by Geses Uganda Limited. Once completed, the facility will house an administration block, 4 classrooms, fully equipped science laboratories, and a library, a project expected to improve the quality of education in the area.
And in more news, agricultural produce exporters have called upon media personnel to become champions of agricultural transformation through promoting accurate information, innovation, and farmers' success stories. They noted that agriculture remains the backbone of Uganda's economy, employing more than 65% of the population, justifying this cause.
Speaking during a media training in Kampala, organized by the Uncle Tusime Development Foundation, Lubega Ahmed, Director of Greenness, challenged content creators and journalists to use their platforms to fight misinformation about agriculture and inspire more Ugandans, especially the youth, to embrace farming.
To now, people are starving to death, and many others up in the north. Whereas it is known that especially the northern parts of Uganda have the most fertile alluvial soils. But most of this land has been abandoned. So when Uncle T comes up with the foundations that are going to help the farmers, there is no reason as to why we shouldn't get on board and help out the Ugandans. It is you, the content creators, to promote the local products.
Valentine Mohele Zakachina, the National Project Coordinator of the Uncle Tusime Development Foundation, encouraged participants to use the media as a bridge between farmers, investors, policymakers and consumers, ensuring that agricultural innovations and opportunities each reach communities across Uganda.
We really found that instead of continuing, we should first concentrate on training and retraining these media people. We have seen a lot of misinformation. We have seen what happened in Rwanda in genocide. Media contributed. So we are saying we cannot continue without training these people. One, to help us disseminate this right information, but also for their other side businesses.
The Anko Tusime Development Foundation believes that responsible media reporting combined with modern farming practices can strengthen Uganda's food security, create employment opportunities, and boost agricultural exports.
We have been growing crops depending on 2 seasons and on one risk, rain. But now it is, I can confirm to you farmers, you cannot become rich, you cannot harvest much when you are still guessing and depending on the natural rain. So we come up with what we call, for instance, a micro-banana propagation.
The training introduced the ABC contract modern farming for standby market demand model, which promotes smart farming, localized communication, and market-driven production to enhance agricultural productivity and sustainability.
There is no reason why we are going to remain poor, and we have changed. To receive this finally, you have to have what we call infrastructure. You must have accommodation where, for instance, when you have farmers' meetings, where are they going to sleep?
Raymond Kwesiga, a banker, equipped journalists with financial knowledge and encouraged farmers to access affordable credit facilities to improve agricultural productivity.
You open an account for business, and you open an account for saving. Why do you open up the business account? That's going to help you for your day-to-day transactions, is it not?
The Anko Tusime Development Foundation has reaffirmed its commitment to working hand in hand with government to support farmers, particularly in the Ankole sub-region.
Keep rest assured that nothing is going to fail, because if nature fails, smart farming is here with irrigation. If the area is experiencing dry season or what, and you're worried that your plants are not going to come out well, for us, we are here to tell you, don't mind. We have all it takes.
Through Ramps Credit Financial Services, the foundation is helping farmers to access interest-free loans to grow crops based on market demand.
And the third Deputy Prime Minister, Right Honorable Lukia Isanga Nakadama, has urged the people of Busoga to put aside their differences and unite for the region's development. She made these remarks during the launch of the 4th edition of the Busoga Prayer Week 2026 at the Civil Service College in Jinja City. Now, this annual event is organized by the Busoga Consortium, a platform that brings together leaders from across the sub-region to promote unity and sustainable development.
The politicking period is over. We want now to move forward as a united force of Busoga, and I want to appeal to all of Busoga this time during this prayer week. Let us come together, pray for Busoga, work for Busoga, move Busoga, vision 2030. Every Busoga should have some money in his pocket. I also want to thank His Excellency the President that he has started fulfilling his pledges.
To call upon all those who went through to be vigilant on the ground, especially on the corruption issue. This is a program whereby His Excellency the President has emphasized this is Kisanja, no sleep, Kisanja, no corruption. LOC ones, we have our program of PDM, we have the program of Emyoga, we have our program for Nabagagawale, and all other development programs that are coming. Please make sure that our people get their money. You should not tamper with that money, especially that person who is going to be the chairperson, LOC 2, because he's the chairperson of that committee. And then the parish chief, you are the technical person on that committee. Make sure that our people are getting their PDM, the 1 million, not less.
The Ministry of Education and Sports has commended development partners for complementing government's efforts to promote inclusive education and expand access to higher learning for vulnerable learners. While officiating the bursary handover for 818 beneficiaries under the Forum for African Women in Education at Uganda Petroleum Institute, Kigumba, the State Minister for Primary Education, Phyllis Chemutai, revealed that policies to strengthen higher education are underway.
The Ministry of Education and Sports says partnerships with FAWE Uganda and the MasterCard Foundation continue to bridge education gaps by enabling disadvantaged youth to access tertiary and university education.
And I wish you the best. Demonstrates our collective commitment to ensuring that no capable young Ugandan is denied an opportunity to fulfill his or her potential because of financial limitations or social circumstances.
Phyllis Chemutai, the State Minister for Primary Education, applauded development partners for investing in Uganda's human capital development and creating opportunities for learners from vulnerable communities.
It is that FAWE continues to champion gender equality in education. Uganda cannot achieve sustainable development if the girls and young women are denied equal opportunities to learn and lead.
The program has admitted 818 beneficiaries selected from more than 9,000 applicants across 65 districts, with 80% of the intake being female, to help bridge the gender gap in higher education, particularly in science disciplines.
Our key emphasis is that we have to have girls in science. Many times you find that girls go for, for arts, for tailoring, so we are trying to divert or maybe help the young people think about the non-traditional courses. Non-traditional in the sense that for a girl, you don't only need to go for tailoring and maybe hair plating. And
the Education Ministry also disclosed that a higher education policy is being finalized to expand the access and improve coverage across the country.
Law which regulates higher education, that is the Universities and Other Tertiary Institution Act 2001, Cap 262. So we think it will affect that, and we shall amend it. And once it is amended, we think those avenues we are talking about will be captured in the law.
Among the key initiatives is the Higher Education Access Certificate, designed to provide an alternative pathway into university for learners from underserved communities.
And this access certificate, any student who have got, let's say, one professional pass, will actually study for 1 year in the university as a bridging program. Then the person now join the university fully to study a bachelor degree.
The Higher Education Access Program, implemented by FAWE Uganda with the support from the MasterCard Foundation, has now achieved its Phase 2 target of supporting 2,000 young people to access higher education. Abdul Nasir Luwama for UBC.
As prolonged dry spells and the effects of climate change continue to impact the Teso sub-region, the Lions Club of Soroti has intensified efforts to restore the environment through a tree planting campaign to mitigate the growing climate crisis. Let's take a look at the details.
Unpredictable weather patterns and prolonged droughts have increasingly affected livelihoods across Teso and other parts of the country. In response, the Lions Club of Soroti has identified tree planting as a practical and sustainable solution to environmental degradation and climate change. Speaking during the launch of the campaign in Soroti City, members of the club revealed plans to plant more than 30 million trees across Teso and Karamoja sub-regions.
This one should grow. It's true. This time we had an external influences.
The president of the Lions Club of Soroti, Judith Acham, emphasized that environmental conservation is a responsibility that should be embraced by everyone, noting that the club remains committed to promoting tree planting and environmental protection initiatives across the region.
So we actually advise everyone, for every tree you cut down, at least plant 10 more, so that for continuity, because once you cut down this tree, it cannot grow back on its own. If this is a continuous process, we need to teach our children as they grow. Every child should have a tree that they're going to water. So as the number of people are in this planet, that should be the number of trees we have.
She also called on the government to provide alternative sources of energy and livelihoods to reduce dependence on trees for charcoal burning and other uses that contribute to deforestation.
I know for some it's a source of livelihood, since most of these people use this tree for charcoal, that is fuel. And if government can bring up other ways that people can use as fuel to cook food and all that, the cutting of trees would be lessened. If maybe the gas prices are reduced, then we'll be able.
The exercise attracted several leaders, including Soroti City Mayor Francis Esodo, who commended the initiative.
The advantages of planting trees, first of all, right now, as you can see, this is a very beautiful scenery because the trees are here. The trees also bring a very good environment. The rain, people are complaining of changes in weather. It's because we have cut most of the trees. So I encourage all people, all my citizens of the city and the whole country to make sure we gazette a day when we shall be planting the trees and managing these trees for a better environment.
The event was graced by Second Vice District Governor of Lions Club International, Dr. Wilson Kasoro, who stressed that environmental conservation should be championed by all citizens.
As Lions, we believe that the environment is our life. The moment the environment is destroyed, then we are basically destroying ourselves. And therefore, Lions Clubs International makes it as one of the greatest goals, the issues that we handle as Lions, to make sure that we contribute to the conservation, management of our environment, making sure that our environment is healthy and clean enough for us to live in a healthy way. Therefore, as Lions, we encourage environmental management, environmental conservation, and one of the activities that we advocate for and support is tree planting.
The Lions Club says the tree planting campaign will continue across the region to combat climate change, restore degraded ecosystems, and promote sustainable development.
The local council re-elections held today in Kagadi district encountered chaos, attracting heavy security deployment. Our reporter has more details.
Calling my colleague, Mr. Ivana Yosia, we have rejected this election, and tomorrow we are on Monday. We are heading to court. So that's what I can.
MTN voice bundle. Ay. Load. Hey. Hello, Mama. Hey, it is me, your son, Opio. Hey, now, Mama, listen to me. MTN has the offer. Yes, it has the offer. You load from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. Now, they have free MTN to MTN minutes. And those minutes are there all day. So you load, you'll thank me later. Mama.
Load an MTN voice bundle between 7 a.m. and 8 a.m. and get 3 free MTN to MTN minutes valid all day. Dial *100 *21 hash and get your free minutes bully daily. Free your fire with free minutes from MTN. Together, our connection is unstoppable. MTN.
What if accessing government services became easier, faster, and closer to you? Introducing Service Uganda Centers, a new initiative designed to bring key government services closer to the people under one convenient location. Less movement from office to office, less unnecessary travel, better access to services and information. At the Service Uganda Centers, citizens will be able to access national ID services, passport processing, business registration, land and revenue services, and more, all in one convenient location. Whether you are in the city or a country, Service Uganda Centers are being designed with you in mind. Enjoy faster service, professional guidance, and a seamless customer experience. This is an initiative of the Government of Uganda, digitally powered by the National Information Technology Authority Uganda, NITA, under the Uganda Digital Acceleration Project Government Network. Service Uganda Centers, bringing services closer to the people.
Step into elegance, step into confidence, step into La Vie Boutique. Located at Grand Imperial Hotel, Shop 6 and 8, right behind Bank of Uganda, La Vie Boutique brings you high-class corporate and casual wear for men. From sharp designer suits and crisp shirts to stylish casual t-shirts, tracksuits, shoes and accessories, we've got everything to make you stand out. Call us on 0772 419 181 or 0705 555 558. La Vie Boutique, where class meets style.
Every life begins in a moment like this. Certain, planned, full of promise. For us, it's a bold ambition to make lives better. Because somewhere, someone is stepping into a world of work for the first time with the confidence that their retirement is taken care of. We make dreams possible. From owning homes to scaling businesses. And when health takes an unexpected turn, help is there when it's needed most. And because legacies matter, what people build does not end with them. It's passed on. We value moments with go-getters, bold dreamers and believers. Different paths, different rhythms, with one shared belief that financial freedom is within reach. For 40 years, we've made lives better and fueled Uganda's economy. Through careful investment, we have supported businesses, created jobs, and backed our nation. To us, it's more than saving. It's believing in effort, in patience, in possibility. It's making lives better. We believe in you, in us, and in Uganda.
NSSF, 40 years of making lives better.
Welcome back. You're still watching the UBC News Tonight. We're now taking to the world of business. The Uganda Wildlife Conservation Education Center, UWEC, has received 2 African wild dogs, also known as African painted dogs, from CTC Conservation Center to strengthen wildlife conservation, education, research, and tourism. The arrival of the mature male and female increases UWEC's ex-situation collection to 69 species and marks the first time in many years that the country's premier wildlife education facility will exhibit one of Africa's most endangered carnivores.
The donation is expected to enhance conservation education while laying the foundation for future breeding programs that could contribute to the long-term recovery of the species, which is officially extinct to the wild in Uganda. Receiving the animals at Uwek in Entebbe, Godfrey Mwende, Acting Commissioner for Community Conservation and ex-situ services of Uganda Wildlife Authority UWA, described the donation as a significant milestone for wildlife conservation in Uganda.
It's important that we always collaborate as the government of Uganda together with the private sector so that we enhance the conservation of the wildlife in this country.
He explained that Africa wild dogs are listed as endangered on the International Union for Conservation of Nature Red List and disappeared from Uganda due to combination of disease, human-wildlife conflict and other pressures.
With this development, I know that in the future, if we want to reintroduce this dog, you have at least a source. This can provide, a gene pool for enhancing the conservation outside there and introducing the dogs in the wild.
Assistant Commissioner for ex-situ Wildlife Management of UWA, Rachel Mbabazi, welcomed the donation, saying the arrival of the animals finally completes an exhibit that had remained empty despite significant investment.
For us, it means a lot. We even had an exhibit through funding from World Bank that we hadn't yet been able to receive the hunting dogs, and thank you Thomas Price for this. But the process is a process. Of course, it involves even more costs, transporting and all that, getting licenses, but we are happy that we were able to get them from here, from CTC, and we can be able to exhibit them.
Speaking during the handover, CTC Conservation Center founder and director Thomas Price said the donation reflects the importance of collaboration in strengthening Uganda's conservation capacity.
We are very happy that we could bring 2 African wild dogs to Uwek today. It's a male and a female, which are mature, in order to build national capacity, because we believe we're all working together, we're all in the same boat, and we need to promote each other. And in whatever small capacity CTC can do that, we're also trying to contribute as much as we can to.
The donation represents another milestone for CTC Conservation Center, which has become one of Uganda's leading privately owned conservation, education and tourism facilities, with a growing focus on breeding threatened species and supporting nationwide conservation initiatives.
African painted dogs are officially extinct in Uganda. There are few individuals which sometimes migrate through the country between Kenya and Sudan. But there's also a saying which is, don't put all your eggs in one basket. So at CTC, we've been lucky and quite successful with the wild dogs so far, but we also understand that it's much more useful to have 2 different populations in 2 different places, because at any time there can be a disease outbreak at CTC or a disease outbreak at Uwek, and you don't want all your eggs in one basket.
Africa painted dogs once roamed parts of Uganda but are now officially extinct within the country's borders. Wildlife experts say only a handful occasionally cross into Uganda from neighboring Kenya, making sustained populations virtually non-existent. The species has experienced severe declines across Africa due to habitat loss, infectious diseases, accidental snaring, persecution arising from human-wildlife conflict, and fragmentation of protected landscapes.
The State Minister for Industry, Honorable David Bahati, has conducted an oversight visit to Najera Business Hub in the suburbs of Kampala as part of his ongoing routine monitoring of the industrial sector. The visit was aimed at evaluating operational efficiency, monitoring production processes, and gaining first-hand insight into the challenges faced by the manufacturers, and also identifying strategic areas where the government can provide targeted support to strengthen productivity.
Speaking after touring the business hub, Honorable Bahati commended the investors at the hub for their commitment to value addition, job creation, and supporting the Buy Uganda, Build Uganda initiative.
We are very grateful for the contribution they are making to the economy and also for the jobs they are creating. And the taxes, they have said they are paying around 3 billion taxes every year.
The minister reiterated the government's commitment to supporting value chains, especially cocoa, coffee, and other raw materials, to drive industrial growth and prosperity.
We have heard from them what exactly they need us to do, and they will be writing to us officially so that we can address them. There are issues to do with the transfer of cash, because sometimes like cocoa is a cash business. So we want to see how we can support them working with companies like MTN and Airtel so that the farmers can be paid through mobile money.
Majera Business Hub is home to a number of manufacturing facilities, including Adma International, Nova Plastic Packaging Limited, and Samco Plastics that produce a wide range of products, including plastics, packaging material, high-end liquid soaps, and animal feeds, among others.
So most of the products you have seen here today, or where the minister has seen today, are that the products go out of the country. So we're doing more of export promotion and import substitution. So today you have seen and realized that as we have requested the government to make sure that it gives us a conducive environment, a conducive atmosphere, right from the taxonomy to the sourcing to the payments. All this is an ecosystem. We want to harmonize value chains.
Minister Bahati assured the manufacturers of government's commitment to working closely with the private sector to address these challenges and ensure that industries have the support they need to expand, increase productivity, and add value to locally available raw materials. The routine visits to industries are designed to assess the performance of industries, identify policy and operational bottlenecks, and strengthen collaboration between government and manufacturers.
MTN voice bundle. Yeah. Load. Hey. Hello, Mama. Hey, it is me, your son, Opio. Hey, now, Mama, listen to me. MTN has the offer. Yes, it has the offer. You load from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. Now they have free MTN to MTN minutes. And those minutes are there all day. So you load, you'll thank me later. Hey, Mama.
Load an MTN voice bundle between 7 a.m. and 8 a.m. and get 3 free MTN to MTN minutes valid all day. Dial *100 *21 hash and get your free minutes bully daily. Free your fire with free minutes from MTN. Together, our connection is unstoppable. MTN.
The Uganda People's Defense Forces invites you to the second edition of the UPDF-CDF Inter-Forces Drill Competition. Join us on Tuesday, 25th August 2026 at the Kololo Ceremonial Grounds for an electrifying showcase of precision drill, synchronized formations, discipline, and military excellence. Under the theme Precision, Discipline and Cohesion, Pillars of National Resilience and Transformation. Witness UPDF formations battle for the coveted Inter-Forces Drill Championship. Who will take the crown? Will it be the Land Forces, Air Force, Special Forces Command, Field Artillery, Motorized Infantry, Marines Brigade, Directorate of Women Affairs, Military Police, or one of the 1st to 5th Divisions? The event will be presided over by the Chief of Defense Forces, General Muhozi Kainerugaba. For more information, call 0392 947 455.
And in the world of sports, schools with limited sports budgets have been encouraged to embrace low-cost disciplines such as badminton to ensure learners fully benefit from the competency-based curriculum. This call was made during the Katikamu SDA Secondary School Kakoge Campus Inter-House Sports Day in Nakasongola District.
So we intend that every student should participate in sports. You never know. On top of academics, sports can be another thing somebody will profit from. There are many others who have profited from sports only. And you may not even think that they were once in school and they were very excellent academically, but you find them the international sportsmen, people like Dokas Nzikuru, Chiprotich. These have profited from sports. So we want to give a chance to every student in our school to participate in sports, because the future is bright when somebody is a sportsman.
Keep the discipline, because running around here in such a group and you all move and end very well, it is a high level of what? Of discipline. For that matter, keep our niche, because through discipline we shall achieve a lot. Discipline in academics, Discipline in sports, discipline in class, discipline in social life, discipline in moral life, discipline in everything. That one will make us go very far.
Sports promotes critical thinking. Toyinza kudduka n'oyisa munno nga totegedde bulungi nti omutwe gwo gukola, ojja kumukoona gwe wansi. And so you think twice. Singa mukoonako tajja kugwa. When you are playing a mind game, you must be very calculative. Bwe nzanya empiki eno tebankuba, bwe nteekayo my horse kinaabeera kitya. What about this horn, and so on. Therefore, it is important to have critical thinking. Badminton are very cheap. Olw'ensonga nti kapea aka rackets ono n'abeera eno n'oli n'abeera eri ne muzannya kagula emitwalo ng'ena n'ekitundu ku 8 okusinziira ku quality.
The national Woodball team has returned after a remarkable performance at the 10th Woodball World Cup held in Perlis, Malaysia, finalizing the 5th overall among the participating nations.
The 16-athlete delegation won 2 gold medals and 1 bronze medal to finish 5th. Indonesia emerged overall champions with 4 gold medals, 2 silver and 1 bronze. The team received a heroic welcome upon arrival, led by the National Council of Sports Senior Sports Officer Ansara Nanja.
We are proud of the senior Woodball team that has been representing the country at the 10th Woodball World Cup in Malaysia. We are proud of them and we shall ever support the Uganda Woodball Federation.
Speaking during the reception, officials praised the team's determination, discipline and outstanding achievement, describing the performance as another milestone in the growth of the sport in Uganda.
Woodball is commemorating 20 years since its inception. And we all know that Woodball sport is among the youngest sports in this country. To make such a mileage is a great landmark. We want to congratulate our gallant athletes who are now the heroes for this great achievement.
The reception concluded with a luncheon hosted at Kupa Chimney Restaurant Lugogo, where the team reflected on the successful campaign and reaffirmed their commitment to achieving a better future.
And we managed to get medals in stroke competition and in fairway competition. I think this is a great achievement to our country and the federation, because men now are ranked the 3rd internationally after this World Cup. So the next World Cups, I think we shall be pushing up to number 1.
Malaysia finished 2nd with 2 gold medals, 7 silver and 1 bronze, while Chinese Taipei claimed 3rd place with 2 gold medals, 1 silver and 4 bronze medals.